Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is the second part of the Introduction to Computer Science, week number 5 lecture video. In this, I'm sharing the Blackboard material. What In this video, what I want to do is to go over the assignments in more detail in providing some lecture material. So I posted not only lesson plan, I guess I didn't post it yet, but I will post the lecture notes here in addition to the lesson plan. Let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. So I just posted the week number 5 lecture notes, and so I want to go over that with you a little bit more detail. Okay, so let me bring up the Okay, here's the lecture notes that I'm going to go over. So let me go over the Zybook chapter 7 and 8. I think I already talked about the assignment for the PC building. And then here's some notes on the Zybook chapter 7 and 8. Okay, so let's see here. Let me go over to Zybook chapter 7 and 8. So here I logged in directly to the Zybook, so I will be able to see everything rather than coming here from the Blackboard. But in chapter 7, we're talking about the strings. So I assigned only just 2 sections, section 1 and 3, in terms of what a string is and how to slice them, and then some functions that we can do in terms of the strings. Okay, so let me go in there a little quick. So let me give a little background in terms of what string is and why we are even talking about it. So a lot of the stuff that we enter will be taken in as a string rather than a number. And so when we receive the input from the user, it'll be a string, and we need to be able to manipulate it and organize in such a way so that it be meaningful. So for example, if you ask a user to put in their name, they may put in just the first name, or first name and a last name, or last name and a first name, right? So we want to be able to manipulate that. If you ask them to put in a phone number, sometimes they put it in all just the numbers or numbers with the dashes. And we want to be able to use just the numbers and eliminate those dashes. Or when you ask them for like a zip code, you want to be able to just select the first 5, or sometimes they put in more than 5 with a dash. So whatever they put it in, we want to be able to not only detect but be able to organize them. And of course, we need to be able to do the detection and verification, all that stuff. But the basic idea is we use string manipulation because we're getting the input from the user as a string. So when we receive the input from the user, let's say we will assign that to a variable called my underscore string, then it has a value here like this, right? So we want to be able to refer to all of them or something in specific, and I'd like you to go through some of them. So as it is in this example, which I'll also do using the codes that are posted in the Blackboard. But anyway, so you can refer to part of this, or you can refer to the entire thing just with a string, but you can refer to just a part of it by referencing using a subscript. And the subscripts start with a 0 and then moves on. And you can make it start with a 1, but the default is 0. So if you ask to refer to a character starting with a 0 up to 2, but not including 2, right? So it'll start at 0, it'll take that 1, and then 2, but we don't count the 2 because this is the external one, right? So it'll refer to this 2. And then you can refer to only part of the string by giving the starting point and then the ending point, right? So if you want to do one more, including this last one, you got to give it one more, right? So look through some of these. It'll be a good experience for you to kind of run it through. I assign the participating activities, and for the let's see, another one. So here's some string, here's advanced string formatting, which we don't really need for right now. But here's some string methods, or methods meaning the functions. You can identify some of them, parts, because we are able to reference them, and you can check to see if it is equal to something. And if you know what it is, or if you want to replace them with certain things, you can replace them. So this would be a find, and then you can count them, you can replace them. So it'll be a very good operations functions that we will be able to use. So give this a try. I trust this will be a very useful topic. So let me just go and do some little demos here. So let me pull that up. So here's the Blackboard, and here, if you look at under the instructional material useful for this this week's code, if you click on them, you'll be getting a download of a code that I'm using as a demo, right? So you can try all these. I'm not going to do all of them because I want you to try it, and I'm just giving you all the code so you can give it a try yourself, right? So I'm going to use some of this to kind of show you for chapter 7 and 8 for the Zai book. Okay, so let's go on, and you can certainly use this one, but since I already downloaded a PyCharm on my iMac, so I'm just going to use this. So I'm just going to get rid of this and just clean it out. Let me just put some of these here so you can see both of them. So if I copy this guy here and paste it on here, right? So what am I doing? My string right now, I'm just kind of assigning it rather than getting from the user. I want to print the character that starts with a 0, ending up to 3, or the third, right? So if I run this guy, I will be I'll print 3 of them, right? So it'll be 0, 1, it'll be 0, 1, 2, or the first 3 of them, starting from the 3, 1, 2, 3. It'll be the, right? So if you want to catch the C, and let's see if we get what we get if we do 5, then you get the C, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's how you get them. And if you want to get some of these just in between one, you can play with them. You can say, let's say, maybe 5 to, I don't know, maybe 9 or 8. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so here you'll be getting A and a T, right? So if you want to get the whole thing, maybe you want to get 4, you know, and then you get the cat. So, you know, it's useful, fun, interesting, you can do, right? Let's see. So let's try one of these guys here. This is a good one. Here's an application of what we just kind of learned. And so let's say the user put in the cat jumped the brown cow as a input to the my string, right? And then I'm going to refer to the variable called animal using the reference of this my string at 4 through 7, which will be catching the cat here, right? So, and then I can print the animal is a, and then we don't know what it is, but if we want to replace the referred character from this string, then we can use a $sign string and provide the actual variable that it's going to refer to, which is going to get from the parts of this, right? So if you run this guy, I should say the animal is A, and it'll catch the cat. So here you see the animal is a cat, right? So you can certainly use a lot of these things in practical applications. All right. Next item in the for this week is the Zai book chapter 8, talking about the list. And so here I've assigned a couple of those. And here's chapter 8. I assigned, let's see, what do I assign? The basic idea of list, and then some of the functions. And then typically what you want to do, there's a few things that you really want to do with the list is to be able to sort things, right? Whether it is a numerical, alphabetical, or whatever, or by the amount and stuff like that. So sorting is a very common and popular function. So I've assigned those three of them. So the list is a list of things that you have in a like an array or string, right? So in this list, it has a item hello, the number -4.2 and a 5, and you can sort them, you can add them or whatever. So there's a lot of things you can do that, right? So as the word tells you, the list object type is one of the most important and often used type in Python programming. This is a container, which is an object that groups related objects. So it would be reasonable to have just words, characters, or just numeric or telephone numbers or social security numbers. So you want to have something that's more meaningful for you. It is okay to have different types, but those are not usually what you want to do. And so let's see here. And so like here in this example, you have just the types of animals for that list. You can refer to them just like the way we refer to a character in a string. You can check your answer, or if you're not sure, you can just click on it. It'll be 0. So it'll be the first one as the index goes. If you're referring to the second one or the number 2, it'll be the bird because it starts with a 0, 1, and a 2. So you can kind of refer to them similarly, but not exactly the same way. So let's see. Take a look at that. There are a few functions that you can use. You can list them, you can remove them, you can sort them, which would be very nice. So you sort of don't really have to do a lot of work when you want to sort them, which makes this Python very useful, right? So go through them. I think it'd be very useful for you. Let's take a look at some of the examples in the code that I provided for you. So there's a whole bunch of codes that you can try. Let's just try a couple of those. So let's say I'm going to copy this guy here, paste it over here. So basically, you just make up a list, and if you just want to print them, it'll just print your list, right? So, and then the same thing here. You can do the other ones. Copy the next one over here, and you can also do the same thing. So you can do all kinds of things that with the list. For the sorting list, there's a sorting function called just sorting, and then you can, once you collect the items in the list, whether by you assigning directly or getting it from the user, you can just say a sort, and it'll just sort it for you. So if you want to just try that, I think I already pasted up here. So if you just run that, you have a Ford, BMW, and Volvo. B should be in front of that, right? So if you do that, here's a B, F, and V, right? So it's a very straightforward and simple sort. You can sort it in a different way, but take a look at this. Should be a very useful section for you. I think that's pretty much it for what you need to know and try. There's some resources that I put together here. You can try on w3schools.com and stuff like that. So I gave you a few more things here that you can try as well. All right, hope that helps out. And this is the end of the lecture video. Look forward to receiving your work. Stay warm and safe. Otherwise, have a great week. Take care. Bye bye.